Hey guys, and welcome back to Crypto Mischief. Richie here with yet another video on cryptocurrency. Yeah, crypto. So, what else was I going to talk about? Barbie dolls. So we're on the Phantom blockchain again today. If you did not see my video on SolSwap, I made that yesterday. Looking pretty good so far. Nice 50% pump on the token after the video. Really, I don't think it was me. I'm not that influential. I think it was just my timing on my purchase because I was waiting for about a week to buy that, and then when I did buy it, boom, 50% pump. Look at that, magical. Not financial advice, okay? This one definitely is not. This one is called Phantom Wolf Game. It is a fork, on almost direct fork, but with some differences of the Ethereum Wolf Game, which came out about 2 weeks ago and has set Ethereum on fire. Like, it's just burning now. It's complete desolate land. It really was picked up by the Ethereum chain. I didn't get into it, I was just watching it because frankly I hate Ethereum. I don't want to pay the gas. I don't want to do it, so I don't. But when I heard it was going to be popping onto Phantom, I was just waiting for this to launch, and it did launch, and I got into it, and we're going to talk about it today. It is pretty weird, fun and weird, and I don't know yet if it's going to be financially viable or not as a thing. So we're going to talk about it today. As you can see, I have invested already. I have some sheep and some one wolf in my wolf pack. They're being minted. It's an NFT game with a token called Wool. And first, before we get into that, I just want to branch away once again to something else, a segue into some breaking news that I just saw about Tomb Finance, which is really cool, right? Everyone knows, if you watch my channel, I love Tomb Finance. Tomb Finance is amazing. It just continues to print delicious Phantom for me. And I hold on to a lot of my Tomb, hold on to a lot of my T-share, and I do put it to work. So, you know, look at that. What? Tomb's back up to $10,000. What's going on? What's going on? Two T-shares up to $10,000. What's going on? The world is mad. So this is kind of on the back of a tweet, the power of tweeting, by the owner of Tomb, Harry Yeah, who did announce that Grim Finance, who I do use for holding my ETH, has put a new vault into their system called the Tomb 6040 Vault, which is an auto-compounding vault of your Tomb. 6040 is kind of like a cultish compound and profit-taking strategy that tombers or tomb heads use. I'll just read the article. Since we've been working on the 6040 investment vision for Tomb Finance, due to the nature of this vault structure, we've decided to write an article on what it is and how it works. Firstly, on the 6040 vision, it's been a long-time strategy of your Tomb assets. Since there's no longer a gatekeeper tax, the 6040 vision has dissipated. We're proposing a new 6040 split strategy that we're fully automating at Grim. So they're going to bring this back after the exploit and the getting rid of the tax on Tomb and the resurgence and amazing boom of Tomb. Now we do have this. So the 6040 on Grim is 60% of your vault will be the Cemetery Vault, Tomb Phantom LP. Yeah, this one here, Tomb Cemetery, Tomb Phantom LP. Okay. And the other 40% will be the Masonry Vault, where you get your T-share. The Masonry here, getting your T-share. Now they both have ridiculously amazing APYs. Here you put your T-share in. So what's going to be doing is auto-compounding your Cemetery Vault here, which you get rewarded in T-share for doing, then moving 40% of that T-share, I think, into the Masonry T-share Vault and generating new Tomb, and therefore spinning it around and around in an amazing dance of profit and Lamborghinis. So all you have to do, you don't have to worry about having a single asset T-share. You just take your Tomb Phantom LP 6040, take Tomb Phantom LP, put it in here, and automatically you will be put also into the T-share Masonry, and you'll be running on both sides. Look at these APYs, 38,000% APY, 1,500% APY on the 6040. Ooh, they're so juicy. I'm thinking about moving some of my funds out of other places that I do have my Tomb and putting some into here now, because this is just a great idea. Very good job. Anyway, away from that, of course, Tomb is amazing. We all know that. So this is the Ethereum Wolf game, wolf.game, which did launch just a few weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, I think, where they are talking a lot about what's going on here. It went very well. Like, the amount of people buying into this was ridiculous, okay? The land was sold, the sheep were sold, the wolves were sold, everything was sold up really quickly using Ethereum, and you know, it's just continuing. It's a great game. So a genius decided to fork it and put it on Phantom. Now there's two advantages of it being on Phantom. Number one, that Phantom doesn't have as high an amount of user base as the Ethereum chain, even though it does have a large amount of transactions, much more than the Ethereum chain, I think, at the moment. But the gas fees on Phantom are way lower, and the price of playing this game is way lower on Phantom chain compared to the ETH chain. On the ETH chain, you need to be going in with at least $5,000 to be able to make it at least in any way interesting or profitable for you. For this one, I took, what did I take? We're 36 Phantom per NFT on this. There's 10,000 Gen Zeros to be minted, which are 10% wolves and 90% sheep, okay? So for example, if we buy one, I'll mint one and we'll stake it, okay? We'll buy one for 36 Phantom. Mint and stake. You can claim the wool on a staked sheep at any time. However, you cannot remove a sheep from the barn for 2 days after staking it. Shearing your sheep will reset this timer. So that's fine. So your sheep, you can cut the hair off your sheep and receive wool token. That's what that's saying there. The token for this ecosystem is called wool. That's what we want to try and get. Bringing my baby sheep or wolf back home. So first it's going to decide through the algorithm if I have purchased or minted a sheep or a wolf. I want wolves, not gonna lie, they're rarer and they have way more benefits, but a sheep's cool too, because then I get wool. But if I get a sheep and there's a bunch of wolves around, yeah, I have a wolf for example, there's a chance that a wolf will steal my sheep and drag it to another user. So I minted this sheep, here we go. Right, so now I need to move him into my sheep pen, into my staking, right? Now this is where there's a chance that I could lose my sheep to another player if a player has a lot of wolves. So we go for it, okay? And it arrives safely in the barn. Thank goodness. So eventually you will see your sheep appearing in here. It takes a couple minutes. It is kind of slow. So they seem to be updating the user interface to deal with the amount of people that want to use this. It's only been open about 1 day, or we're about 10% done with the minting of most of them. I'm trying to luckily try every now and again to see if I can get any more wolves. So here are my sheep. For example, I can choose this sheep and I can shear his wool. Sheep was sheared for 5,000 wool after paying 20% tax to the wolves. So actually there, my wolf also got the tax. So what's happening there is that when I'm shearing these sheep, I'll shear another one. Let's shear this one. While I'm shearing these sheep, I can shear them all. Great. Shear those wool. While I'm shaving all their wool off and taking the wool token, actually, the wolves, people who have minted and held wolves in the staking, are getting 20% of my work. So that's why it's really beneficial to hold your wolves. I'm kind of annoyed I only have one. Okay, they were all sheared. Sheep 700 were sheared for 5,000 wool. This one was sheared for 5,000, this one was sheared for 5,000. I made loads of money, butt ton of cash. Great. So now I have 32,785 wool. Great. What to do with this wool? Let's get into the docs section and we'll have a little bit more of a look at this game and what the plan is for the game. Before we go into the docs, I want to talk about something. Coming close. Right. We should all be going into the docs section. You shouldn't just be thinking, ooh, these are 36 Phantom each. That's not very expensive. You know, it's still about $100. It's not very expensive. I'm going to go in and I'm going to, you know, start minting loads of these without any idea what's going on. And then if it doesn't work out, you're going to get in the message, go, Richie, you're scamming me. Look, you need to check the docs, you need to do your own research on this. This is really high risk, okay? This not only is a fork of a very popular game which is still running and brand new, okay? It is on the Phantom chain, so one of the issues that might happen on the Phantom chain is there's not enough players in the game to make it actually profitable for everyone else who's playing. This needs a lot of players. Yeah, there's 10,000 NFTs to be minted. We're nowhere near the completion of that. So that's where the danger lies in this game. Continuing on, right? On a quaint farm in the metaverse, a flock of sheep congregate and produce a healthy supply of wool. They held it together in a barn and are sheared regularly by their owners to farm the wool. With more wool, the farmers can purchase more sheep. But outside lurk dangers. The sheep are terrified of the wolves. The wolves are on the hunt for the sheep and their precious wool. They take it by any means necessary. They kidnap sheep or catch them unaware and steal all their wool. So the farmers struck a deal with the wolves. They pay the wolves tax on all the wool production. In return, the wolves don't attack the sheep, who are safe in the barn. But when a sheep leaves the farm or a new sheep is born, wolves don't hold back. So that's what we're talking about here, right? Essentially, I mint a sheep, I have to move it into the staking to get wool from it. But in the process of going between the minting area and the staking area, or being unstaked and staked, a wolf can get around a loophole in that agreement they made, and it can snatch you and take it to that player's team. So for example, my wolf here, this dude, is continually working away trying to get some sheep who are moving from the unstaked to the staked or the staked to the unstaked. How many wolves are minted? Like if there are 1,000 minted, then I will be paying all 1,000 a fair share of whatever I am shearing, going directly into the wallets of the wool owners such as me. So I'll be seeing my balance going up. Probably I can shear my wolf and see how much I got. So I shear the wool. So here I'll try shear my wolf, see what happens. Collecting, I'm collecting the tax collector. This is the agreement that the wolves made, that they would not attack and brutalize any sheep who are in the staking area, only the ones coming unstaked or staked between that process. And I collected 4,900. So it's at the moment it's just like having a sheep, but I'm guessing as time goes on in this game, the wolf will probably be more precious than the sheep. Okay, back into the ducks. What I can do with Wolf Game. With Wolf Game, everyone can play with their own level of risk. Pay the tax, stay liquid on the market, take a chance to keep all your wool, but have a chance to lose it all. The choices on this game have to be engaging. So, you can decide, I don't want to put my sheep into the staking, I'm going to just sell it on the NFT market. You could do that. Kind of what it's saying. You could take the risk to go into the staking to get the wool, but maybe your sheep will be stolen and you'll lose some of your precious NFTs. Wolves preying on sheep feels almost like a parallel to the NFT community itself. A select few with alpha, Among Us, and many others following the pack. That's so fucking true, right? All these guys, oh, you need to get into this NFT mint. It's only $7,000 for the first Genesis Zero mint of these awesome NFTs. They're going to be worth $1 million in 2 weeks. And sure, they are worth $1 million in 2 weeks, but who between us has, $7,000 spare to buy a JPEG? Not me. I'm not buying that shit. 35 Phantom, nice. So they call this a risk protocol. That should be explaining to you the fact that we might not make any money from this. It could just all be for our own enjoyment, okay? It has novel tokenomics. It shows what's possible with the interactions between ERC20 and ERC721 protocols, NFTs and tokens. For the first time, your NFT can steal other NFTs. The rarer your NFT, the more tokens you'll accumulate probabilistically. Nice word. Wolf Game is pioneering new types of NFT mechanisms, fully decentralized, no roadmaps or empty promises, just a game in the metaverse ready to play at launch. But actually, that's not so true because I did see a roadmap, so they're a bit full of shit there. Simple instructions, we went over that, okay, but these are the definite simple instructions because I'm sure you're thinking now, wait a minute, we're getting all this wool and what we're going to do with the wool. What's it for? Token must have a use case or it's just going to dump. Right, this is where it gets very interesting. Wolf and sheep are divided into 2 generations. Generation 0, there will only ever be 10,000 Generation 0 minted for 36 Phantom each. That's what we're minting right now, okay? The Generation Zeros. 893 have so far been minted. Generation 1 are then 40,000 more. And they are only minted by farming wool. That's right, we need to farm wool to get the Generation 1s. Sheep can be staked in the barn to earn wool. They pay their tax to the wolves, okay, 20% tax. If a sheep is unstaked from the barn, the wolves try to steal all of its accumulated wool. When a new sheep is born, the wolves attempt to kidnap the sheep. If they're successful, it's given to a randomly selected wolf instead of the owner who minted it. Oh, I really hope I just get myself a stolen sheep one day. That would be great. Here you can find the contract addresses for all of these. So for example, we take the wool token here, we can put it into, for example, Spooky Swap, and we can have a look at what's going on with it. So you can just drop it into, I'm guessing, Spooky Swap. Yeah, there's wool. So, I don't think at the moment the slippage is going to be really high because I don't think there's any liquidity on this. How much wool do I have? I have farmed in one day 37,000 wool, 37,500 wool. So that's about 20 phantom at the moment, but notice that slippage of 92%. That's because no liquidity has yet been added to this game. So at the moment, the idea of farming and selling your wool is not really going to happen. The chart on wool is doing kind of this. I'm not sure why it's even moving, because people should just be, I guess the more that's in circulation, the lower the price is going to be, because there's no liquidity at all, I don't think. Token info. Traded $46. Who's trading this? Morons. Total supply at the moment is 1.5 million wool in circulation. Okay, so that's wool at the moment. I wouldn't really worry too much about paying attention to that. We then have the staking contract. Here you can check that out. And we have the wolf NFT and the sheep NFT. So the minting price, so the first 10,000 are 36 phantom each, that will not change. Then 10,000, 20,000 to 20,000 wool, 40,000 wool, and 80,000 wool for those last ones, okay? And then from that point, this part of the game will be completed. There's a 90% chance of minting sheep, each with its unique traits. Here are some actions they can take. They can go in staking, you can shear them, they can leave the barn. That's pretty much it. Sheep are pretty simple. And we have the token wool. The maximum supply for wool will be 5 billion tokens. When supply reaches about half of that, earn for staking, the staking faucet will turn on. Great, there'll be a faucet for staking your wool to earn more wool. Developers will receive 60 million wool. It's quite a lot of wool. The community rewards will be allocated 2 billion wool. Mint a new sheep using wool. There's a 10% chance that the NFT is actually a wolf. There's a 10% chance of the new sheep or wolf being stolen by a staked wolf. Each wolf's chance of success is proportional to their alpha score. Alpha score? You have a 10% chance of minting a wolf, each with unique traits, including alpha value ranging from 5 to 8. The higher the alpha value, the higher the portion of wool the wolf will earn from taxes, the higher the chance of stealing a newly minted sheep or wolf. Example, Wolf A has an alpha of 8 and Wolf B has an alpha of 6, and they are staked. Well then, of course, Wolf A is going to be getting more wool and a higher chance of stealing a sheep. There was an announcement by them that you can now trade your sheep and wolves NFT on PaintSwap and Artium. We're pleased to be verified by 2 of the largest phantom markets. Link of the collection on PaintSwap is here. Oh, look at that. There we do. We have some. Okay. So for example, let's look at this wolf here, wolf number 2. And it does have attributes, okay? The fur is gray, the head is omega, the eyes are sus, the mouth is narrow smile, the neck is none, the alpha score is 5. Not very high, okay? Generation 0, it's a wolf. So it's got a pretty low alpha score, and that's the only thing you really want to be looking at, okay? Finally, we can end with a little bit of the roadmap, which they are actually working on for this, even though they say on the docs that they're not. And we're developing new contracts and designing new game mechanics, thanks to all the community's advice. The new game mechanics aim to make wool more utilizable. Small leak wool can be used to mint farmer items. This is what they're planning in the future for this game. The new token weed is under development. You can get weed through phantom wool farming. Additionally, weed can be used to mint land items. We will reveal more details in the docs. Stay tuned. So they're actually going to branch away from the Ethereum version of the game, start creating their own trend on this. I love that. One thing it does solve is the liquidity problem that I mentioned earlier on this token, the fact that there is none. Basically, yeah, you can't buy it. There's no liquidity, so you can't trade it. So in the process of using the liquidity LP farming, we will be adding more liquidity to wool, making it so that we can actually sell this token on SpookySwap and make profit. Because the problem otherwise is that at the moment we will not be able to sell the wool. We'll only be able to use the wool to get more sheep and wolves, and then be able to trade them on places like Arteon. But if there's no demand for the NFTs, then we will not be able to sell them for much profit compared to what we purchased them for. So I guess this is what they're trying to figure out. This is a long shot for me. I just got involved with it now just because I think it's quite fun, and I love the idea of playing this kind of blockchain game without a massive input of capital. There you are, just ending just to show you that, yep, now the loading of the page seems to be cleared up quite well, because now you can find that new sheep that I did just mint. That is there too. So that is Phantom Wolf game. Check it out, definitely check out that Tomb 6040 Grim Pool too. That looks juicy. And have a great day. Don't get wrecked.